Welcome back, everyone. I am still here with Ryan. If you survived part one, let's talk about nutrition. As a kid, I remember nutrition was a health class topic. It was you got the plate and you had your fats, your dairy,
Hmm.
and your starches, and then that was it. You moved on to a new topic. Now I feel like nutrition's talked about more with so many different eating disorders out there. I talked about it more. What was nutrition talk to you as a kid?
Oh my goodness, it's funny you ask. My family really had no boundaries when it came to nutrition. So it's I'll give you for an example. Dinner would be tacos and French fries. Why are you having tacos with French fries? That doesn't make any sense to me. Is that normal? I mean, maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong. French fries are delicious, and so are tacos, right? But not together. So you're talking beans or regular refried beans, which is, obviously carb, fat. Then you have the shell, which is more carb. Then you have French fries, potato, more carb. It's like carb on carb on carb. And then you're washing it down with Pepsi or Coke or Sprite or whatever was in the house. So there was no boundary there. I also come from a family where nutrition, again, had no it was, oh, ma, like, what are you making tonight? I'm making chicken breast, chicken cutlets with, mashed potatoes and corn. Mashed potatoes, no nutritional value. Corn, no nutritional value. Chicken, sure, protein, not the way she was making it, because now the breadcrumb and soaked in the butter in a pan, put into the oven. Like, there's really yeah, sure, it's protein, but my mom, and I love her to death, but my mom is also an enabler. My mom is the type of person that'll tell me, um, hey, you're really gaining a lot of weight. I'm worried about you. And I'm like, all right, Ma, I get it. I understand. Same person, 25 minutes later, after we're eating dinner, hey, you want those extra two chicken cutlets? No, I'm full. I just said I was full. Come on, eat them. Ma, you just called me a whale. Like, like you just called me a whale. Like, no, I made it with love.
There's no,
Like,
it didn't
really?
sound like love.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, but that's how it was. That's how they were brought up. So they pass it down, and then it's the same thing with the nutritional value. It doesn't make to them, and to this day, it doesn't make sense. They have a little bit of an understanding now. Like when I speak to my mom, like, "Hey, what'd you make for dinner?" Oh, I made like chicken with broccoli, but it's still like they still to this day she makes tacos with French fries still, and I'm like, why? Why? Hot dogs and French fries? Why? And that's what I was taught. So up until I moved out and I was doing my own thing, I was making the same dishes until other people pointing it out, going, "Why do you need potatoes on the side? Like, why do you need that? You can't just have a hot dog. You can't have two hot dogs." I'm like, "No, where's my side?" I always thought I needed a side. I don't need a side. If you're just having, if you want to make like chicken and some cauliflower on the side or some broccoli, sure. But you don't always need rice-a-roni. You don't need rice. You don't need all that stuff on the side. Just have the chicken. Just have some protein. You don't need all that. So yeah, growing up was, and then it was followed by dessert, right? And not even waiting. It was you have your dinner, right? If you eat everything on your plate, you can have dessert. Literally in the same thing, it would be like, oh, take his plate for dinner, put it into the sink. All right, let's take out the cheesecake. Let's take out the pie, the chocolate pudding pie. Let's put out the cookies. And that's because we always had people over, like my mom's friends or whatever, and they would make coffee and she put out pies and stuff. And it was almost instant. It was never a waiting period ever, even with holidays. Trust me, you don't think I'm nervous about what I'm walking into for Christmas? Oh, yes.
Um, it's funny you say that. Family can be, you love them, but they can be the worst ones to be around with when you're trying to do like a weight loss because I get what you're saying. It's like one minute you're saying, hey, you're putting on a few pounds there, and then the next thing, well, I didn't finish this, cake, or I didn't finish this. Here's the rest of my chicken. Kind of feel like a garbage truck. Like you're eating what they
Yep.
left over. Like, why are you giving me
Yep.
the garbage to finish? Just throw it away.
Yeah, that's always a big thing. Even like when I was leaving, if I wasn't, but even when I didn't live there and I moved out, it would be like I said, oh, you gained a lot of weight. I'm concerned. You can express concern. I appreciate that, sure. But then don't tell me afterwards, oh, yeah, there's two chicken cutlets up there. I made them with love. Or, or as I'm about to leave, here comes a bag, and it's like, here, take this. And I'm like, what is this? Oh, it's this, and it's the cake, and I don't want that. I can't have it in my house. Please just take it. Like, so I could have it.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's
Like I could
exactly
have
what
it.
it's like. It's like you don't want it, but it's okay for me to have it, and it's okay
Yeah.
for you to tell me, "Hey, you're packing on some more weight. You're packing on weight, but I want you to have this chicken cutlet. I want you to have this piece of cake. I want you to have
Yeah.
this, you know,
Uh-huh.
1,000 calorie meal." It's like
Mm-hmm.
this is where the whole mental part of losing weight comes in because
Yeah.
it's confusing. It's like I don't know. Like I'm being pulled so many different ways.
It's called manipulation and being they're an enabler. But they don't it's not coming they don't realize the place that it's coming from. Like it's to them it's coming from a good place, but to us it's manipulation because we're like, you really did just hurt me by saying that, like you really did. And it's sticking with me now. And normally I would have 3 to 4 chicken cutlets. I would, but I'm kind of self conscious now. Like I had two. I'm okay. Like I'll be okay. I'll live. But now you're like forcing me on it because that's what I project. And that's what you're used to giving me. And that's what I should be. So that's what I should do. Right. It's not the case.
It kind
That's
of
not
feels like
okay.
let me insult you, but let me apologize by giving you food because I
Correct.
know it's what you like, and I know it's like something that over a piece of cake we'll forget about
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, like you said, but then
Yep.
you'll see it, next month again, and then it's like this
Yeah.
keeps going on and on and on.
Oh yeah, it's even when we're out. Like I said, I'm my mom's only child, so to her, I'm her baby. But whenever we're out somewhere, it's you want ice cream? No, ma. You want this donut? No, ma. You sure get whatever you want. Ma, I'm a grown man. I don't want any of that. If I wanted it, I would buy it. No, no, come on, let me buy you something. Okay, you know what? I've been looking at these pair of sneakers. You want to buy me a pair of sneakers? Like, oh no, well, I'm saying get what you want here. Like, I don't want anything here. I don't need anything here. I'm okay. Like really, I'm okay.
And I wish people understand when they say no the first time, please take me. It took a lot for me to say no the first time because probably I want to say yes to or the cake or the bacon egg sandwich or whatever it is. I probably really want to say yes. So when I say no the first time, please just take no and don't keep asking 14 times until you get the yes.
There was a long running joke. Like when I first started losing weight, somebody would ask me something. I'd be like, I don't want it. They're like, you sure? I'm like, I don't want it. And then everybody's like, he doesn't want it. Like, don't want it. So it's like, you know what? Truth of the matter is, I do want it. I do, but I don't. Like and that's because I don't need it. You know, what I use a lot today, and I know this might sound crazy to a lot of people, and someone gave me this as a tool, and I use it all the time. If I see something that I want, if it's a donut or Ben and Jerry's ice cream, I think about the last time I had it because I know. And if I asked anybody else, if I asked you, like, when's the last time you had an Oreo? You'd probably know. You remember.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does. But I think about what it tastes like, and I know what Oreos taste like. I know what a donut tastes like because I've had it before. I've had it many times. Once you think about it, the want kind of goes away because I know what it tastes like. It's good, but then comes the part of feeling the emotion, and that's where you're like, well, why do I want that? What's going on here? So,
Absolutely.
so that's where again it goes back to the first part we were talking about, where you were saying like about the whole living situation and just living. I was living to eat, not living to do other things and be in the present and actually acknowledge what's going on and why it's going on.
And that whole manipulation thing, I mean, it hit home, it really did, because like I said before, when you ask me, do you want a bacon, egg, and cheese? Do you want a piece of cake? Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to go out to dinner? And I say no the first time, please understand, it took everything in me to say no the first time because I
Mm-hmm.
really want to say yes, but I know I shouldn't be having this. So when you keep asking, are you sure? Let's do it. It's only a one time thing. It's a one
Mm-hmm.
time thing for you.
Right.
This is detrimental to me. So please just take this no for what it is the first time.
It's also quantity too. I mean, I don't know. For me, I was always so when we had like bacon, egg, and cheese. If I woke up in the morning and she was like, "Hey, we're gonna get some sandwiches from the deli," okay, not a problem because I was like a normal like every Monday and Tuesday. What do you want? And I would say to her, bacon, egg, and cheese. I want an everything bagel with 2 eggs, cheese, and bacon. Let's just say really well done. Okay. You think is one enough for you? And normally I would say, well, I'll split something else with somebody else. Like, you don't need all that. So to this day, if I, she's already, by the way, and again, I love my mother, but she's already asking me because I said I was planning to go there in December for Christmas. She's already asking me what she needs to have in the house for me. And I'm like, nothing. When I get there, I'll get my own stuff. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, like I'll have my stuff whatever I want, and that'll be my decision. But you don't have to have snacks. I know you're going to have snacks galore. I don't need any of that. So it's this is where it's still embedded with them to be that provider, but they don't realize that the way that they're providing is wrong. We don't need to be that way. Let's ask this: why aren't they this way? My mom was never ever as heavy as I was. So why are you doing that to me? What is going? Because your parents did it to you, but you're not as heavy as I am. So what's going on there? Like, why do you need to constantly do that to me, your own son? Like, why? But again, they don't. Even if I was to speak to my mom about it directly, and I think I have a few times, but she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it, I don't think it's something that they'll ever understand. Not the way that you or I would, and think about it that way. They just, because it's an old school mentality. It's just the way that they're built. And I mean, at that point, it's up to us to control that. It's up to me to say, yeah, ma, I'm good. Because she technically can't put it in my mouth and force it, right? She can't do that. It's up to me to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want it.
Yeah, that's
I don't care. I don't care if you don't want it in your house. Throw it in the garbage. I can't throw it in the garbage. That's wasting money. Well, it's wasting my lifeline by giving it to me. I don't want that. I'm good. I already had a piece. I'm fine.
exactly. Um, weight loss journey with weight loss journey comes that has been going on. What's the hardest? I'm sorry, losing a you kind of, when you lose weight, you're losing a piece of you.
Mhm.
What is something? I'm trying to word this. What is something that you missed when before you started this weight loss? Before you came conscious about your, what is something you missed about that person to this person?
Um, I guess the easygoingness of eating whatever I wanted, because now I feel like sometimes going out to places, it's especially like if we're going to go out to somewhere to eat, it's kind of like I don't want to say like the pain in the butt, but I kind of am, because I always have to like bring up a menu first to see what's going to be there. You know, I did it I did it 2 days ago. Like I said, my girlfriend's mom is coming out to visit, and we already know where we're going. And I was pulling up the menus, and I'm like, I just want to see what they have there, because I'm gonna be real with you. If they don't really have anything that I can eat that's just protein, and then I've gotten well, why can't you just suck it up and have one meal? I could, I could, but I don't want to right now. Like, if I don't want to, I choose. It doesn't matter if I had a piece of candy last night. I choose. It's for me. This is my journey. If I don't want to have something, now, don't get me wrong. I can go there and hang out and just sit there and talk, but it's up to me. I think what I miss the most is just being easygoing and being, go with the flow, because at that point it was just easy, but also at the same time, like, it was just so bad, to the point where I just had no care. You know what? Now that I think about it, actually, I'm going to take back that whole thing. I don't miss anything. You know what? I appreciate the way that I am. I like the way that I am. I like the fact that I actually stick up for myself, and I make better decisions for myself, because I was ruthless before. I'm not even kidding. It was so bad. If someone said to me, "Yeah, let's go for pizza and then go for ice cream," sure. Then the next morning it would be, "Let's go have a bagel." That's it. I was just so, to be real with you, I don't miss any of it. Always feeling uncomfortable, just not fitting in clothes that I already had. I really don't miss anything. This is even though I still have a long ways to go, it's still such a. I have clothes now that I'm actually fitting in. I actually wore a shirt yesterday that I haven't worn in 3 years. what was it, almost 7 months ago, I tried it on, and I'm not even kidding. I couldn't even put it over my shoulders. It was that bad. So yeah, you know what, to answer that question, sure, easygoing, yeah, because I could please everybody else, but what about me? I don't miss any of it.
Um, wow. Getting into bariatric surgeries, I started to
Mhm.
see more commercials. I started to see it more advertised. A lot more doctors are coming out about it. Does some people get this misconception that if I do the surgery, it's like I'm cheating. It's the easy way. It's a cheat code to then someone who's going to the gym and eating the proper food. What is your, because I know you had it. What's your like opinion on that?
Complete BS. It is the hardest thing I've ever done. Keto, if people ask me about keto all the time, keto to me, the way I eat, and you've seen my meals, to me, it's a walk in the park. I eat what I really want. I eat pizza. I have wings. I make sweet treats for myself all the time, like peanut butter bowls, stuff like that. I drink electrolytes all day long. It's like drinking Kool-Aid to me. I had to get used to it. At first, I hated everybody and wanted to gag, but now I love it. Um, Weight loss surgery is by far the hardest thing. First comes the decision to lay up on a table and get cut open and have your insides rearranged, right? That's number one. Number two, um, comes with the healing process. It's painful. I feel like I'm a rare case. When I had mine done, I was married at the time. My ex-wife actually had hers first, and I remember the pain that she went through. She was in an extraordinary amount of pain. I had no pain. It's very rare, and I'm not saying that to be tough. I had no pain whatsoever. I honestly thought something was wrong. I woke up, didn't know where I was, and I stood up out of the bed. And my mom and my ex mother in law, they were all like freaking out because I had all the leads on me and everything. And I stood up and I had no idea where I was. I wasn't supposed to get up, so I had no pain. By the literally, I went home the next day, and then I was moving around and about. Um, but I remember all the stuff that I had to go through, taking a small sip, chewing and counting, and making sure that nothing would get stuck into my throat going down. And to this day, I still have I still have that tool. I still have it because it changed who I was inside. So for an example, if I drink something cold, I can feel it go down. And then if I have nothing in my stomach, I could feel the water pour into my stomach, as cold as it is. It's such a weird feeling. I also get very full very fast, depending on what I'm eating. So before, you could put 4 to 5 chicken cutlets on a plate for me, and I'd be able to kill it. Right? Put even some mashed potatoes, put everything on there. Now, if you see my portions, it's in a bowl. It's still a nice, decent portion, but once I get halfway, my nose starts to run. I start to sniffle. I'll even sneeze, and I'm done. I can't do anymore. Also, drinking piles up in my chest. So if I eat food and I start to drink, I feel the liquid pile up on top of the food. It doesn't go through like normally. It takes a while for it to go through. Like somebody would drink and while they were eating, it's tough. It's still difficult for me. And I had this in 2014, so it's a while ago. Hardest thing I've ever done, a 2 week liquid diet. I broke me down. I cried. I smelled the grilled cheese and I wanted to kill everybody. Like it messes with your mind so bad. Uh, get Bariatric surgery. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, it's the easy way out." Is it? Like I just explained, we got on a table. I got cut open. I had 5 incisions. They literally pulled 90% of my stomach out, along with some hormones. I don't think that's very, very easy to do. Where a lot of people fall into this is that a lot of people lose the weight and then they gain it back. And I'm one of those people. Why that happens is because we trick the people going into this. And we're the best at that because when you're very, very overweight, a lot of the things that come with that is denial. That's number one. You don't want to know nothing from anybody. You want what you want, and you'll do anything just to get it because that's the addict in you. And before you go into surgery, they actually have you speak to a therapist. And I BS'd my way into that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. But I didn't fix what was up here. I had no therapy. I wasn't speaking to anybody on a regular basis. So I went in with this blindly and thought, yeah, I'm going to lose weight. And I did. I did. But then I started testing the parameters. I started testing the waters. What could I have here? Maybe I could take a sip of Coke. Maybe I could have a Swedish fish. Maybe I could have a slice of pizza and see how much I could eat of it. Why? What is going on there? When you do not fix what's going on up here, they could fix all they want down here. They could fix that physically. But if you don't fix that up here, I don't know if you saw the reel that I made yesterday, where I actually said that when you go back into that dark hole, it's very, very hard to pull yourself out of it. And I've been there. I sometimes still fall back in there, but I fall back in not so deep. I pull myself right back out because if you go down there into those depths, it's very, very scary. I, yeah, I BS'd my way into it and I got my surgery. And that's why I gained my weight back because I wasn't thinking. I didn't have the knowledge. I wasn't clear up here. I suppressed it all and had surgery. And then, sure, I was losing weight. It looked great. People were complimenting me, but I was still hurting. I was still going through things. I was severely depressed. It's not, that's why anybody who says, yeah, I'm going for surgery, I'm like, are you in therapy? And they're like, well, no, I'm not in therapy. I'm like, why? Well, no, well, even without surgery, weight loss, have you fixed what's up here? Because if you're not fixing what's up here, you can forget about it. It goes hand in hand. You need to know your why. You need to understand why.
I was listening to something. Somebody said something so profound to me. Like, we work out to keep our bodies in shape. We eat right to keep our bodies in shape. What are we doing to work out our mind? Who do we go to? Like, what gym do we have in our mind to go to? And it's therapy. It's talking to somebody. It's,
Correct.
for me. I know if I'm like want to talk, I got to talk to somebody who don't know me. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you have people who knows you already, it's like, oh, she's being assing it. Oh, she's doing this. Oh, she'll be back. I need someone
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't know who I am to say,
Right.
kind of look at you from like, you know, well, this is what I see, and I don't even know you, really.
Judgment free. Judgment free
Judgment,
zone.
exactly. It's not those preconceived notions that's in somebody's head already. So I
Mm-hmm.
think you know what, you're absolutely right. I think any person who's doing weight loss, you need a sense of therapy. You need to talk to somebody, not even if it's not professional, and it's a guidance counselor, or just someone who's just you just need to talk to somebody who knows how to help you.
100%. I see so many people on social media who are working out who are over 500 to 600 pounds doing it. And I'm like, hey, it's great that you're in that gym. It's great that you're making stories and you're saying you're being positive, but then all of a sudden they disappear for like a month or two. And I'm like, but I don't judge because I've been there. I've done that. So it's tough when you suffer, when you go through bouts of depression and you feel like there's nobody there and then you feel like a failure. But I feel like if you're not working on yourself mentally and only physically, you're missing half a piece of the puzzle. Your journey is supposed to be one big puzzle, right? If you're doing half and you don't have the other half, you have to look for it. But if you're just doing it here and you're constantly working here, you're not going to complete this side. So what's going on? So I see it more and more every single day. I'll see people come and go, and that's okay. But you can only go so far. And then those same people will message the same people because everybody talks. And we're like, oh, have you seen this person? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they haven't posted. They haven't done anything. And then they'll come back like 2 weeks later and they'll be like, oh, I'm pumped. I'm ready to do this. And I'm like, but again, no judgment because I've been there and I've done that. So I understand. I get it.
I think that no judging thing is critical because I hear so many times, I was fat, I lost the weight, I did this, I stuck to the no carbs, I worked
Mm-hmm.
out every day. Now I'm here. Why can't you get there?
Mm-hmm.
Our journeys are all going to look so different. Our bodies are so
Mm-hmm.
different. Just because something worked for you is not going to work for the next person.
100%. I say that all the time.
We don't know what that person's going through mentally. We don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
physically keeping them from doing it. So I think this is this constant state of judging. It's like what makes the weight hurt, make it harder to lose because you're constantly feel like somebody's looking at me, somebody's judging me, somebody's just staring at me. And that's when anxiety comes in, and you don't want to leave the house. You don't want to go to the gym because they're like, oh, here's the fat person at the gym, or you don't want to eat in the restaurant publicly because like, well, they know they shouldn't be. Do they know they shouldn't really be eating that? It's like it's this constant state of judging.
You have to, especially on a weight loss journey, you have to have a respect for food, but you also have to build your relationship with food because as somebody who's overweight, we abuse it, right? I feel like if a person just keeps going on and on and on, and they just keep, and then I don't know where they feel like, oh, well, I'm being judged. It's going to end, you're going to end right back up to where you were before. What you have to figure out what is the point. And anybody who ever reaches out to me and says, hey, like, I want to do what you're doing, I tell them right off the bat, dude, keto might not work for you. Everybody's body is different. There's been people that have done this and haven't lost a pound. It's been shown, but everybody's body is different. You have to find what works for you. If you told me you want to do keto, sure. You want to do Weight Watchers, sure. If it works for you, work it. Work it. That's completely up to you. I know people that do fasts for 48 hours. That doesn't work for me. That does not work for me. Maybe eventually it might, but 16 hours I'm okay with. Uh, yeah, no, because otherwise I'm going to be a raging maniac, and I don't want to do that to anybody, and I don't want to put anybody around me with that. So, but yeah, it might not work for everybody. You really got to find what works for you. Everybody's different, and you can't point fingers at other people and say, "Well, this person's there." Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's at a different level. And that's what I said before. Everybody's at a different level. The only person that you should be focused with is the person that you're looking at in the mirror. You look at that person and you say, all right, here I am. There you are. I need to change. So you're the person that I'm going to beat because you're not going to win. I'm going to win. That's all you have to say. And I leave tips around for myself that, just like I said, keep me constant. I have my own, and I know it sounds probably like, wow, this guy's like full of himself. I see it all the time. Like people, like I'll put my phone down, and because I have a picture of myself on my phone screen, but I don't care. They have no idea. They didn't walk a mile in my shoes. They have no idea. And I always say, if they're not paying your bills, if they're not putting food on your table, they're not understanding where you're coming from, so be it. Who cares? You need to do what's right for you. Find what works for you, whether that be keto, gastric bypass, whatever you want to do. Because gastric bypass, gastric sleeve, all that stuff, it's not the be all the end all. It's not a magic pill. You have to work at that. Once the surgery is done, you have to work at that. You got to work out. It's not going to, yeah, you'll lose weight, but it's going to stop. It's like everything else. Your body's going to be like, all right, we need to move now. Like, that's just the way it works. Listen, if it was easy, everybody would look the same.
Wow. Beginning of this interview, I told you that you inspired me.
Mhm.
Your page is inspiring because I know weight loss is a personal story, and it's not easy getting on social media and bearing it all to everyone.
Right.
But who is someone who inspires you?
There's so many people that inspire me. Um, I made very good friends with him. His name is Keto D Fit. His name is David. Um, he was over 300 pounds, and he's down to, like, I'd say around the early 200s. But he's built his body to the point where I admire it so much. I don't. I look at that and I go, everybody's journey is different, but and everybody's body is different. I damage my body so much to where I'm gonna have saggy skin, to where I'm gonna need skin surgery. There's no way to slice it. There's no way to dice it. It's just what it is. He has great arms. He's got a great chest. He's got a great back. Like I look at that and I'm like, wow. But I also admire the way that he is. He's very humble. He's very honest and he's very real. But he's also somebody that's gone through the emotions of everything. He knows what it's like. He knows what it's like to deal with depression and fall and get back up. He's one of them, and I consider him a very close friend, and someone that he took me under his wing and showed me a lot. Gormy Goes Keto. I don't know if you're familiar with Gormy, but his name is Mike. The man lost weight twice. He was well over 600 pounds. He lost it twice, and he's kept it off this time. And that's somebody that I'm just like, dude, whoa, that's insane, insane. And I feel like between the knowledge that they have both given me and passed on to me, uh, has been making me the type of person that I am. If if it wasn't for me reaching out to them and them being nice enough to be like, don't do it this way, do it this way. Like, here's what's better for you. Because they both experienced what I've experienced. And I was honest and open with them, like, hey, I think I'm suffering from this. My legs are swollen. I feel very bloated. And they'd be like, yeah, do this. Because they know. I can't go to somebody in my family and be like, hey, you worked out twice. How can I get rid of this? I have a friend who he's always been fit. He's always been fit. He's not part of the weight loss community. He was never overweight, but always in great shape. He was always able to help me out with working out. We would go to the gym and stuff, but I always would ask him, like, but what about my eating? Because it makes no sense to me to work out with you for 2 hours. And then we're going to go to the diner afterwards. And I'm eating pancakes or French toast. It made no sense to me. He can go to the diner right afterwards and eat a big fat burrito and not think twice about it because his metabolism's just going. Mine, I had that burrito and my whole body would jiggle for like a month. So it's not like it's very, very different. But if I had to choose, and Fit D Rock, he's another. David is his name. He also lost so much weight, and now he's into like sculpting his body and stuff like that. I admire people like that. I think that it's going from one extreme to another. But a lot of people don't realize that if they're not going to therapy, I also say that physical therapy is a therapy. When you're in that gym, you release endorphins. So if you're not seeing a therapist, we only see a therapist once a week. What happens for the rest of the 6 days? Me personally, when I'm in that gym, if something like made me really upset or really like angry or sad, that's where I put it to use. I get all that energy out of there, all of it, lifting the harder weight. And as I'm pulling it, I get angry with myself and I just let it all out. Listen, I'm going to admit this on camera. There's times where I'm lifting weight and I start to cry. But I also am struggling with the fact that I have a hard time crying to begin with. I don't know why. We're still figuring that out in therapy. I've had a lot of loss in my life. My family, I've lost a lot of family. But while I'm there, and if I'm working out and I'm struggling with something, I will cry. The tears will pour. I won't sob. I'm not like to the point where I got to go sit in a corner. But as I'm pulling the weight, the tears will come. And I will think about like, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my health. I hope they're watching down on me. I hope they're proud because I wish that I could be the way that I am and they're still here. If that makes sense, you got to use anything that's mustering up inside. You can use anything that you have for energy and put it to use. But that's what I'm doing. And when I told David that Keto D Fit, I told him that. I told Gormy that. They were like, "That's the way to do it. You got to find your own way." And I'm coming into that. I'm coming into it.
Um, wow. Amazing interview. I started the interview asking what was the hardest part about losing weight.
Mhm.
Quickly, if you can, what has been the best thing to come from losing over 100 pounds?
Oh man, my body. I know you can't see it now because of my shirt. Like this shirt is really, really big. This is one of my old shirts because I don't want to buy. I know I'm not cheap. I don't want to buy clothes because I'm in between sizes. But there's a video I posted in a reel on my Instagram where, and I'm not showcasing. I'm not showboating. I was just really proud. I actually have like lines in my shoulder, like the muscle that is showing up in my shoulder. I have a vein that's in my bicep. My veins that are popping out in my forearms. I've never experienced that before. Don't get me wrong. I still have a big like man boob chest that's got to be getting rid of. I still have my love handles. If David ever hears this podcast, he'll laugh because I actually asked him, what can I do to get rid of my side boobs? Is there anything can I do? And he's like, you can't choose what part to lose. Your body's going to just, if you can't just like, I mean, you could target. He's like, but your body's going to end up like just choosing where we're going to lose first. I mean, there's nothing, you could do certain exercises, but I would have to say, I think it's my biggest thing is my body and people that have seen me before. Remember, I was talking about the compliments thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the compliments, but I like being like, okay, I enjoy when someone who compliments me and goes, "Oh my God, you look great," and I just brush it off because that's how I felt. And it's not that about getting revenge, but it's like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it, but really,
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, really, now, like, go away. And it's nice and flattering while this is all going on to know the people that are really behind you and the people that support you the most. Um, it would have to be my cousin, who's like my brother, my girlfriend, and uh, Keto D Fit, who's like I said, he's been wonderful with this. And I personally, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think the best thing about it would be my body and the friendships and the relationship that I've been able to maintain. My support system has been tremendous. When you have something like that, you can go far.
Oh, thank you. All right, we have like 2 minutes left. Really quick. I'm a Jersey. This
Sure,
is my bonus question. I always ask. I'm a Jersey
sure.
girl, and I have like my favorite places to go. You
Mhm.
are from New York. What's one place that everyone's got to visit in New York?
As soon as I listen, as soon as I land, when I get one for Christmas in December, I already said right off of right into oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm stuttering here. It's right out of JFK when you go into Queens. New Park Pizza, best pizza in New York, amazing pizza. I'm going there as soon as I get off the plane, even if it's like 9 o'clock at night. I'm having pizza. I've been dying for a slice of pizza, a real slice of pizza. Florida's pizza is not all it's cracked up to be.
It's Florida.
That's right.
Um, Ryan, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being so open, transparent, and honest about your journey.
Mm.
Everyone, you can check Ryan out on 80 Cinema, 90s at 90s Back to the Future, Me Back to the Future, and you can also follow him his journey on Rise Ski Oververse. I think I'm saying it.
Rise Ketoverse.
Rise Keto. There we go. All right, thank
Rise
you so much.
Ketoverse.
All right, thank you so
You,
much.
you're very welcome.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye.